But I feel like it. Oh, JFK eats ass, by the way. JFK 100% eats ass. He's going above Diego. Hello, you absolutely beautiful people. I hope you're having an amazing day today. Welcome back to another Curse Call of Duty Zombies tier list that's cursed enough to make your brain fart and your ass blink back at you in pure confusion. In the last video, we're going to be discussing something that is very near and dear to my heart. Something that brings such joy to my life. I feel like a leprechaun surfing on a rainbow, like one of the penguins from Surf's Up, surfing on those beautiful big waves, those tidal wave waves. And that is eating ass. Eating ass makes me feel like I'm being born again for the first time, and I have no stress and no qualms in the entire planet. Eating ass makes me feel like everything in life is okay. It's like the ultimate panacea that makes you feel absolutely beautiful again. It's like you've been reincarnated, relieved of all of your past and future pain, all in one beautiful fell sweep of ass eating awesomeness. And that correlates to this video because today we're going to be seeing which Call of Duty Zombies playable characters are the best at eating ass.
What?
If you guys want me to do this for bosses and NPC characters, let me know in the comments below and we can make that happen. But for this video, we're going to be strictly doing the characters they can play as in Call of Duty Zombies up to War to Black Ops 4. Now let's get this meat hole munching tiers out of the way. At the very bottom, we got shit, starfish, starvation. These characters are so unwilling to touch a booty hole with their tongue that they're going to starve to death because they just have no game. They have no game, they have no reason, they have no palate for eating ass. These characters are bland, boring, and they suck, quite frankly, like Anne, because they do not eat ass. They deserve to have a rope tied around their balls and squeezed till it looks like Homer Simpson's yellow ass head. I think there's having to go with the E. coli escapist, you know, that might dab their tongue in the booty hole a little bit like SpongeBob dipping his tongue in Gary the Snail's food for 1.5 seconds a day, but other than that, they don't really practice the art of ass eating. They're definitely no Larry the Lobster of ass eating. They're not going to sham wow you with how good they eat crack hole because they probably aren't brave enough to even dive into that swamp hole for more than 0.1 seconds. Cowards, I say. Cowards!
Observe.
You got the mid, you got the crack hole crunch. You know, they bite into it like a nice apple. They're down to give that hole a nice little sniff and crunch for a little while, but they're not too good at it, and they're definitely not going to do it every day. You know, you're really going to have to ask for it, and you make it maybe once a month. These characters will dab into the booty hole devour banquet. Absolutely beautiful. And next, we got the Butthole Buffet Bandit. These characters put a bib around their neck and get a knife and a fork with how much they like to eat that ass like it's a 5-star restaurant. Mean cuisine, lean bean machine, ass crack devour. These characters are the connoisseurs of Chocolate Cake Hole Factory. They're visiting Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory at least once a week, having beautiful fives, and they aren't waiting. They don't mind if a fart blink comes out if you're blinking hole, you know, they're gonna just look past it and then devour those cheeks nonetheless. Kind of like when you get a hair in your food and you still eat anyway, you know, they're not scared of just one fart. Accidents happen after all. Next, you got the Maniac Butthole Munchers. These characters just go absolutely banana bazilla bonkers for some butthole to be devouring on. If they do not have asshole in their face at least once a day, they're going to die and go through butthole withdrawals and become squishing and cracking like a meth fiend, like a GTA side character, and they're just not going to be having a beautiful time at all. They're going to be shitting themselves from stress from not having their diarrhea delivery into their tongues. It's just going to be straight depression for these characters. If you don't wink your wicked witch hole at them, you're going to make them sad. You're going to make them cry. And why would you want to make them cry? Why would you want to make Tank Dempsey cry? What do you ever do to you besides say oorah while he eats your asshole like a whole watermelon in one bite? Okay.
It is even funnier a second time.
And next, you got the tippity top echelon of these series. You got the dump truck destroyers. These shits Batista bomb butthole with their tongues like Hulk Hogan hitting Dwayne The Rock Johnson with his pubic.
And what you gonna do when Hulkamania and the largest arms in the world run wild on you?
Absolutely beautiful. He's going to hit them with an F5, and the F5 stands for feasting 5 times on that asshole because he's going to absolutely tongue punch that shit. It's a chocolate chip ice cream cone like he's Joe Biden going through withdrawals from that chocolate chip crack hole. An absolute booty bandit deliverer at its finest. These dump truck destroyers are absolutely fierce for those butthole, ready to perform a tongue Mortal Kombat fatality on those cheeks. Now that we have the tier set in stone, we actually don't have too many characters, so I'm actually going to try that. I'm going to give these characters some thought process. Billy from Mob of the Dead is in jail. I mean, he's clearly a freak. He's got anger issues. He's kind of fucked up in the head.
Everything off the internet.
JFK after the bullet neutralized all of his neurons, so there's definitely not too many thoughts up there that aren't messed up and brutal in every way. And I feel like one of the best ways you could ever release some of that anger and anguish into the planet is by eating some ass, and I feel like Billy is in jail since he is in Mob of the Dead.
Well, no shit.
So I feel like he's probably bound to eat some ass whether he wants to or not at that point. With Rick Toffin, he already knows some frisky-ass business is going to go down in that jail cell. Okay, you're going to be hearing loud shots and him snacking on some shack holes endlessly throughout the night's life cycle. It's going to be very difficult to sleep if you're in anywhere near these cells. I feel like Billy is a booty hole buffet-eating freak, and if I'm going to put him in Buffet Bandit, a whole Buffet Bandit, because I feel like he just likes to eat some ass at the end of the day. I feel like he's fucked up like that, you know? I feel like if he gets too angry, he just slaps his face in between some butt cheeks and eats the stress away, much like I do with a bag of Doritos, but he's luckier than I am because he gets to lick some brown cake.
God motherfucking damn!
We got Meth Head Mall Santa Claus from Florida, Crackhead Meth Man Mall Santa Claus from underneath the Florida bridge being buttfucked by reindeer and sleigh rides. Absolutely beautiful. He's kind of a chunky man Santa Claus, but I feel like he's kind of like a I don't eat ass until it's too stinky. I feel like he's kind of an uncultured dickhead despite going to Alistair Rhodes' giant Mega Luigi's Mansion ass party. And I feel like he's kind of a cockhead, and I don't feel like he's cool enough to eat ass. But I don't feel like he would shy away from it. I think if you asked very politely and give him a cup of tea and lifted your pinky up like a butthole redditor and swag and stuff for this man to coerce him into doing it, I feel like he might give you a nice chance and maybe he'll lick your booty hole for like a minute, but other than that, I don't think he's doing it for that long. I don't think he's in it for the long haul. I don't think he's a champion of booty eating. I don't think he's cool enough. I don't think he has enough game to do it. I think he's just kind of an asshole, so for not eating ass, I'm gonna put him in Equali Escapist, honestly. I don't think he's the best at it. I feel like he's kind of a bitch, if we're being honest with each other.
God motherfucking damn!
There's Bruno. I feel like Bruno's like a romantic Frenchman. He's like, oh, I am Bruno. I'm big, strong, and I'm buff, and I eat ass. Like, I feel like this man would definitely tongue punch from fire holes very fucking fast. I feel like he would do a Johnny Cage uppercut equivalent of butthole munching. I feel like this man is definitely one for eating the assholes. He can have a baguette and then wash it down with some liquid shit from your booty hole. You know, I feel like he's definitely got the superpowers to that, especially if the dark occult Bruno takes over his body like Bobbity from Dragon Ball Z and he just morphs into a demonic version of him. I feel like that dastardly devil Bruno is absolutely diabolical, eating some booty smoothies. So honestly, I feel like we can put Bruno in Maniac Mudhole Muncher, because I feel like Bruno just gets absolutely freaky on his own accord. But if you have the dark occult version of Bruno that takes over his body, like Shang Tsung on a crack binge, I feel like he's definitely gonna get up a tier just from that alone. So I'm sorry, Billy, but we got a new head of the game, dude. I feel like I have to watch what I say about Fidel Castro, because this was a real person who's like the main character of Cuba or some shit like that. But I don't know too much about him. But, I mean, he really liked ice cream from a Salmonella Academy video I watched like 5 years ago. One of the best YouTube channels of all time. And, you know, I feel like if he closed his eyes and got used to the smell, he could kind of treat buttholes as endless chocolate chip cookie ice cream supply. And I feel like he would very much enjoy that once he got used to it. So I feel like for that reason alone, he is a crack hole muncher. But I feel like that initial step of getting used to the texture and smell of thy anus booty hole would be quite the challenge for this man. So I don't feel like he's going to go at the top echelon. Now, this is Sal. Sal is kind of like the straight man of the Mob of the Dead group. He's like, hey, you want to fuck with me? I'll put a penis in your nostrils like Squidward tentacles. You know, he wants to Humpty Dumpty-fy those butt cheeks and crack them apart and never put them back together again. So I'm kind of don't know how to rank this man, because he is kind of like the more sensical one of the entire bunch. The banana bunch that is Mob of the Dead's prison poo-poo crew. So it's very interesting. I don't really know where I want to put this man, honestly. I'll put him at Equali Escapist. I feel like he'd eat Billy's asshole if he threatened him with violence, but other than that, I feel like he wouldn't really devour too much. Now, Premise Dempsey. I don't think Premise Dempsey is much of an ass eater, you know? I feel like he would like to get a little bit frisky, but I don't feel like Premise Dempsey would do such a nasty acts of bootylicious butt munching. I don't think he has it in him, sadly. As cool of a character as he is, as awesome as he is, I just don't think he's a butthole eating connoisseur. Much like my boy Bruno up there. I think he's gonna have to go in shit starvation. I don't feel like he'd be up to the challenge, you know? I don't think he's cool enough. I don't think he's badass enough to eat some ass, as funny as that sentence is to say. But Ultimus Dempsey is a freak. I already know damn well Ultimus Dempsey is a freak. He's always talking about replacing Rick Toffin with a hot, sexy chick with some fat racks and stacks in her booty cheeks, and he's always down bad. I always... Like, when I play as Ultimate Dempsey and Kino Toten when I was, like, 12, I always thought, man, this man eats ass. I'm going to put him right behind Bruno. Dempsey is a complete and utter fucking freak in the sheets, man. Bro's like Cookie Monster for buttholes, my man. He just never gets enough. And I believe we do have our first dump truck destroyer in Diego. Diego is the ultimate Rizzler. He's like baby Gronk in the sheets for devalving those gobble gum bum holes. Absolutely beautiful. He has style, he has grace, he in fact does not have a funny face like Donkey Kong, and he just has so much elegance and style and just riz, I guess if you could call it, charisma, charm. It's like Romeo and Juliet without the poison sin, the dagger shoved up the poop chute, and has an infinite amount more swagger. Yeah, I remember that word, I'm bringing it back, motherfucker. So yeah, honestly, Diego, he did like almost get laid in the Voyage of Despair cutscene, but then they ended up releasing a zombie apocalypse, and the only thing that he's gonna fuck is the mystery box, is swamp pus hole, so that's pretty interesting. Dump tuck destroy, baby. Let's go, Diego, you absolute stud muffin. You absolute fucking freakazoid wagon muncher. You are an absolute beautiful man, my man. Welcome to the Dump Truck Destroyers. Now, this is Freddy Krueger, and he's an old man. I feel like he reminds me of like an old Adderall-addicted zombie on the streets of Tampa Bay, running around for every type of benzo or shot of vodka he can find lying around. And I feel like he would definitely eat ass for a small amount of money or drugs, so he's gonna go in crack hole muncher, if I'm being honest with you guys. I don't know too much about this man, but based off of how he looks in Call of the Dead, that's the vibe I get from him. This is Finn, and Finn... he's a little more fucked up than Sal. He's a little bit crazier. I believe he is taking a shit in the intro cutscene, which is absolutely beautiful. You know, I wish I could take a shit with him and maybe we could talk about life outside of jail, but sadly, he's not real, so that's very unfortunate for me. But maybe one day, if Neuralink ever becomes good enough, I can take a shit with Sal in Mob of the Dead. That would be absolutely beautiful. A new life goal, achieve shit with man. That being said, I mean, I don't think just because you use your asshole, it doesn't mean you eat assholes. Does that make sense?
No.
So I honestly believe like he's a little freakier than Sal, but I don't know too much about this guy. I'm gonna put him right above Sal, actually. What the fuck is going wrong with Floyd here? Why does he look like a monkey? Why is his face shaped like that? Like, holy shit. Why does it look like he has a cactus going up his ass so far it's touching his brain like a Pokey from Super Mario World? What the hell is happening? Bro looks absolutely horrified. Looks like he's coming broken glass and shitting light bulbs right now. Oh my god, he must be having several good ideas at once, because my god. He's a boxer, he's kind of... and Floyd is boring, okay? Floyd is the most boring COD Zombies character I think I've ever seen in my life. If I get him on Shadows of Evil, if I'm playing solo, I restart. He's like the least memorable character of all time, and I don't know what it is. I think it's just his quotes, which is so weird because he is the same guy that plays Hellboy, which is a really cool thing, but the character himself is just kind of ass. Bottom tier, I'm sorry, you're getting shit on, dude. Now we have Indiana Jones, Meth Man, Idiotic Crack Shack Brother, Walmart edition of Indiana Jones with no bones. Absolutely beautiful. Get his head ass, dead ass out of my fucking tier list, dude. If this was a character tier list, he'd be cast into the Shadow Realm, and I would fucking send him to Dinosaur Mario's asshole. But he is a cowboy, and I feel like he's a little bit freaky and goofy. Honestly, I feel like he would eat a little bit of ass just because his cowboy hat and vibe makes me feel like that. And I feel like he's a root tootin', poop shooting, crack eating cowboy. Absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna put him right above Billy and Butthole Bandit. I feel like this man is definitely wanted to devour some obtuse caboose like a reptile devours rats. Absolutely beautiful. I meant to say snake.
What's wrong? Snake!
Plug.
No, I mean, Joe Biden. Does Joe Biden eat ass? Absolutely, Joe Biden eats ass. Joe Biden is gonna go right above Fidel Castro. I already know my man closes his eyes and devours that chocolate chip ice cream cone from that clown hole. Absolutely beautiful. Jackie Vincent is a crooked cop, and I feel like you have to be crooked to eat some ass. That's why I, in fact, enjoy eating some loose caboose from time to time. You know, it's absolutely beautiful. But Jackie Vincent's vocabulary usually just consists of him saying his name over and over again and the fuck word. Bro says fuck more than I do. If you're on round 20, you'll probably hear Jackie Vincent say the fuck word more than I do in like 2 minutes of this video. It's absolutely beautiful. I didn't even know it was possible if somebody used that word more than I do, but Jackie Vincent has proven to me that at competition. Although, despite that fact, I still love him. He's my second favorite character on Shadows of Evil, despite his Nero, and I feel like he's a little bit corrupted, and I feel like after a few shots of whiskey or maybe some bourbon, he would actually get his freak on and devour some booty holes in the Ruby Rabbit on that beautiful map that is Shadows of Evil. I already damn well know he has Candy Cane's big ass in his face, and he's eating that shit up like some goddamn Christmas chocolate. Absolutely beautiful. I'm gonna put him right in front of the other cowboy wannabe lunatic boner. Jessica Rhodes, I mean, she literally stabs a dude's boner off with a pair of scissors and does the most unwanted circumcision of all time in gaming history in the intro cutscene. So she's definitely freaky. She's definitely a little bit messed up, and I bet she has some clients, you know, want her to devour their booty holes. So honestly, I'm going to put her in Maniac Mudhole Muncher because I feel like she definitely has eaten some ass before. Whether she's getting paid to do so or not, I'm not 100% sure. But I feel like JFK eats ass, by the way. JFK 100% eats ass. He's going above Diego. This man had so much charisma, so much beauty, so much elegance, so much power, so much charms, just an endless amount of charisma and beautifulness. And this man, you cannot tell me you don't think JFK had ass. There's just no damn chance this man did not eat ass. He was so fucking beautiful. You have that much personality and energy and just an endless amount of aura, and do not devour that dump truck biscuit hole, okay? There's no argument you can compel me to tell me that JFK does not eat ass. There's just an indefinite thought in my mind. 100% this man ate ass before the bullet ate his cranium. An absolute beautiful discovery for sure. JFK, my man, you'd keep devouring those obtuse caboose from beyond the grave like a loose moose, my beautiful friend.
God motherfucking damn!
Does not eat ass. The only thing he eats is knuckle sandwiches from Mike Tyson's earlobes from being a nerdy son of a bitch who probably got infinite swirlies in high school like Jimmy Neutron and Carl Weezer combined. In my vocabulary, cannot even begin to describe how much I despise this stupid-ass, goofy, Marlton Johnson character. And the fact that he's voiced by Robin from Teen Titans Go, the same voice actor, makes me hate him even more for some reason, because I can always think of that weird-ass fucking goofy-ass shit edits I see of that show when I hear him talk, and it just makes me want to put a blindfold over my asshole and fart into it and then put it on my eyes. It's just an absolute stupid-ass bullshit. Marlton Johnson does not eat ass, and I hope his ass gets eaten by a wood chipper, if we're honest with each other. Next, we got Ronald McDonald and McNamara, breast milk and nutter butter, man, who's absolutely beautiful. He's kind of an uptight crackhole. I don't think I see him delivering some butt munch to his face, unfortunately for all of us. I don't think he is one to touch the booty hole with his tongue. I think my man has to go low tier. I don't think he's quite as low as Marlton, but I am going to put him at the bottom of Ecoy Escapist. I feel like if the president demanded he ate Kraft Dinner crackhole, I think he would give him a nice chance at that action. But other than that, I don't see this man going out of his way to devour a good starfish cake hole, crunch munching all the with the boys, you know. He would definitely not enjoy being a part of the human centipede. I forget this person's name, but she's like Joe Biden's wife or whatever. I don't really know much about her. I think her name's like Margaret. I don't really know. But I don't really care about her at all, so I'm just gonna put her right in front of Marlton because she does not give me ass-eating vibes, honestly. As she is a little redneck, she's a little messed up, she's a little twisted, she's a little barbaric in her actions and her vocabulary. She's definitely more of like a masculine woman. I kind of want her to punch me in the face and put a finger in my brown hole, if we're being honest with each other. But that being said, I feel like Missy absolutely eats ass. Maybe she might be able to like stretch her neck like a plastic man from Batman and devour her own coochie crack hole, but it's kind of hard to say at this point. I'm gonna put her at the top of Crack Hole Cruncher. Actually, I'm gonna put her at the top of Butthole Booty Bandit because she definitely does devour some loose caboose. Nero eats ass. Nero eats ass. 124 billion thousand %. That man is a magical magician. He's a magical mudhole muncher all the way to the bank and back with a tank on his tongue because he has unlimited stamina and defense on that asshole eating action, baby. This man can go for days, hours, months, years, millennia, tongue punching and obliterating those chocolate cake ice cream factories with his mouth finger. Absolutely beautiful. He goes insanely hard on those buttholes. My man, he's just, I mean, the amount of magician magical acts, he can probably like get a fake tongue. He would probably like lick your ass section. You know, he's pulling out like an entire 100 royal orbs of anal beads out of you, and absolutely beautiful. He is just an absolute madman magician. He's going right behind JFK. Nero, I mean, he has some troubles with his wife, but maybe that's just because she didn't let him eat his ass enough. Prince Nikolai is like the hero, and I feel like he would eat ass if requested, but I don't think he would go out of his way to do it. I'm gonna put him at the bottom if Ecoy Escapist. He's definitely like a more uptight version of Nikolai, and I feel like he wouldn't want to fuck around, and I feel like he would not enjoy it very much, honestly, unless provoked with it. I don't feel like he's rushing to look at your booty hole, wink at him. Now, I have a question. If you have two people bent over in front of you and they both wink their assholes, is that considered a wink or a blink? I just need to know.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Next up, we got Ultimus Nikolai. This man definitely devours some doo-doo fart munching holes back in his day, before the bombs dropped on Stalgrad and dragons roared and soared into the skies. I bet he would eat the dragon's butthole, though, if we're honest with one another. I'm gonna put him at the top of crack hole munch, right above Joe Biden. Sorry, Joe Biden, but you, I mean, it's obvious somebody's gonna beat you eventually, you shithead. Nixon, he's like, oh, Nixon's back. There's Akuma Melon Man, Akuma from Street Fighter, pruny, limp, boner, face fuck, looks like a fart, and I bet he doesn't devour them. He's low-key a shithead. I'm gonna put him right behind Primus Dempsey, honestly. Both Rick Toffins eat ass, and they're going to go at the top tier, right in front of JFK. I feel like Ultimate's Rick Toffin is definitely a little bit freakier than Primus Rick Toffin, because that's like the whole point of Ultimate's Rick Toffin. He's like 20 times more insane than Primus Rick Toffin. He's an absolutely beautiful man, and this man absolutely devours some brown cheekage up to the moon and back. I already know if he was stuck in the room with you in jail or something, he would be just asking you every 2 nights to bend over so he could lick your beautiful, great mighty poop shoot in absolute freak mode. Then Toffin goes absolutely foul on those chocolate chip ice cream, my man. Absolutely madman. Primus Rick Toffin, you know, I feel like he would be using that gobble gum. I feel like he would be using unbearable on your ass to make you stay in place while he devours your caboose. But honestly, I feel like Ultimate Rick Toffin just has that little bit of a freaky awe edge on this man. So Ultimate Rick Toffin, I think, is going to remain in the top echelon. Michael Rooker, I mean, he's like a famous actor. He's in Hollywood or whatever. I feel like life gets a little boring at that point, at some point, where all the fake horseshit gonna deal at that level. So I feel like he would eat some ass just to spice it up. I'm gonna put him right above Fidel Castro. Russ Man eats ass. He's going right above. He's gonna go right above Bruno. Okay, plus he has dementia, so he could eat ass 100 times, and every single time I would feel like the first time, so you pretty much have like an infinite ass-eating money glitch in terms of Rustman, which is absolutely beautiful. You could turn him into a booty-eating machine. The roboticized butt muncher would go absolutely hard on your cheekage. You would have to pretty much stop to stop, but if you wanted to do it again, you could pretty much just do it every single time, but it'd be like he's doing it for the first time, so you would never really have to worry about him getting bored. So that would definitely be a nice way to spice up the relationship, but absolutely fucking beautiful time. Let's go, Rustman, you absolute Sigma cake, man. I love you. You're so fucking beautiful. I don't think Scarlet would do much of that, honestly. She doesn't give me ass-eating vibes, you know? She's kind of sassy, crass, kind of a bitch, not really one to do a bunch of bullshit. I feel like the Chaos Crew voyage that she went through during Black Ops 4 Zombies' storyline is probably the most interesting that ever happened in her life, and I don't think there was really much going on after it before that, so I don't really think there's much to her. I think she's gonna go right in front of the other shit. You know, Santa and Shaw eats ass because he could do a concoction of like the Black Ops 4 elixirs that would make it infinitely clean, and it would probably make it taste like soap or candy canes that go absolutely fucking hard. My man could, you know how there's scented candles? He could do scented butthole candles that would make your cheeks taste like anything he wants to. So you already know he devours that shit for lunch, dinner, breakfast, and a late supper. Absolutely beautiful, right behind JFK, my man. Tanton Shaw, you are a certified freak and I love you. That's how his eye is so milky. He was eating ass. Next you know, someone let out a Hurricane Katrina level hurricane fart on his eyeball and it blew it out. So yes, rip my man. But you know what he did? You know what my man Tanton Shaw did? He didn't let it bother him. He didn't like it into way, and he's still doing it to this day. What an absolute fucking trooper. We love you. I don't really know much about Sarah Michelle, Helen Geller, Keller, Meller, Melamoma, Big Boner. I don't really know what to rank her. I'm gonna know the comments where you would rank her. She's from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I'm gonna rank, I mean, so she's kind of, I mean, she kills vampires, so she has to be pretty badass, so she probably has to have a stress relief format. And what is more stressful than eating butthole? Nothing. The answer is literally nothing. Right behind Ultimate Nikolai. Daniel Stillinger ate a zombie hand and can now hear Rick Toffin in his fucking brain like a schizophrenic 115 induced delusion from not taking his described perk 30s. If this man was so desperate he was willing to bite his zombie flesh, there was not a damn chance in the planet or any other dimensional dickhole that this man does not devour butt cheeks like a Subway foot-long sandwich. Shithole sandwich, he calls it. He's gonna go right behind Russman, actually. These two are best friends. I'm sure they eat each other's butthole and things get hard, honestly. And you know what? More to the power to these absolute beautiful butt men. I love you too. He would only eat the Emperor's asshole if you talk to him. I think he's too kind of honor. He's too reasonable. He's too, like, I don't know what the word is, but he's just too prideful, I guess would be the word. He's just too, I don't want to say normal, but he's too, like...
2,000 years later.
He's too serious to eat ass. He's just a little bit too serious for all that action. He's gonna go right behind Dempsey, actually. But Ultimate Takio is a little bit more insane, and he's actually gonna go right above normal Takio. I like how I said normal Takio instead of premise Takio. Let's be honest, this is just normal Takio. This it looks like a crackhead janitor truck pulled off to the side, then modeled him after. Like, what the fuck is Ultimate Takio's face even? It low-key scares me. He Trejo is a beautiful actor, absolutely beautiful man, and I feel like he's a little bit kinky, frisky, freaky bastard. I feel like he would definitely devour some boot cheeks. I'm gonna put him right in front of Billy, actually, you know? When lockdown first started, there's a picture of him playing Animal Crossing. I already know he wanted to eat Tom Nook's butthole. I already feel it. And Weasel definitely says he's an artist, he's a comic strip, he's a weirdo, he's a wacky, wavy, inflatable tube man of Call of Duty Zombies character. He's got charm, charisma, personality, and is an absolutely beautiful man, and I appreciate every single thing that this character does in the Mob of the Dead storyline, and he's definitely my favorite character to play on when I'm playing Mob of the Dead. I absolutely adore this character. He's going to go right behind Diego, and I'm actually going to move Nero to behind Weasel, actually. Well, this is the official Call of Duty Zombies tier list for which character can devour some loose caboose the best. I hope you guys absolutely did enjoy the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and leave a like on the video if you did enjoy the video. I'll be to catch you guys in the next video. I'm going to enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe, stay high, you're ready to stay sane. Love you all. Have a good one, gamers.
Come on!